Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Take on Tottenham. My name is Ben, and this is my take on Tottenham once again from reporting from a very temporary setting, whatever you want to call it. Again, still having internet issues after the move. We are going into the fourth week now since it should have been started. Not good, not good at all. Not my fault, but it's just frustrating. But we're still keeping the show on the go, sort of thing, on the roads. Still keeping it going, still keeping it rolling. I hate that I'm having to look down at the camera now because that's a bit weird to me. I'm used to having it like right in like eye length, whatever you call it. Um, so yeah, so apologies again for the setup, but it will get sorted eventually. I promise. It might just take some time, but we're working on it. Um, we got a lot to talk about today. Tottenham versus Chelsea, always a game. At Stamford Bridge, always a game that I hate on the calendar. Every time I see it, I look at it and go, okay, points dropped that weekend. Bit of a change though today. Full time result: Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. Um, Really entertaining game. Very frustrating game from Spurs' perspective. I think it was a very frustrating performance. Um, but yeah, it was definitely something. A good advert for the Premier League, I guess. We'll start from the start with the teams unchanged from last week. No Jed Spence on the team at all, like not even on the bench. Not 100% sure why. Don't really know. Don't hear of any injury issues or anything. So that was a bit bizarre. Be interesting to see why that was the case. Maybe Conte just left him out, and that was that. Um, but yeah, unchanged from last week. Same starting 11. Basuma, most if not all the new signings on the bench, obviously bar Jed Spence. It was not a good first half. In particular, the first half was not good. Very early on, sitting back, not playing. I didn't think we were playing bad. I've seen us go to Stamford Bridge and really absolutely get steamrolled at times. I don't think really Spurs were playing particularly bad in that first sort of 20, well, not 20 minutes, but that first sort of 15 minutes. They just weren't playing great either. That was the problem. They weren't terrible, but they weren't doing anything to really cause Chelsea any problems. They weren't causing, they weren't passing it through to Sonny or Kane or even Kulusevski. Kulusevski saw more on his side, but engaging with the front three was not really happening. And yeah, they were just sitting back, really, just kind of letting Chelsea do what they want. They were letting Chelsea control the possession. They were letting Chelsea come forward. And unfortunately, Chelsea were there to counter the counter attacks almost. Spurs were struggling to, like I said, to get it to Sonny, to get it to Kane. Obviously, when you're going on the counter attack, you're going to want Sonny in particular. Will be the fastest out of those three. Obviously, Kulusevski's got pace, but Sonny, you want him on the counter attack because he's got the pace to take it and the control to keep it. But Chelsea were on it, and Koulibaly, we'll talk about him in a second, but was very strong for Chelsea, I thought, today. He was very, not giving our front three, whoever he was marking at the time, much time on the ball. And yeah, it kind of nullified any counter attacks that Spurs were hoping to do. Speaking of Koulibaly, goal. He got the goal, 1-0 to Chelsea. It was a good finish, really good goal, but I have to say it was very much like Spurs let that happen more than Chelsea scoring. Um, it was so poor from us. I think the marking was so bad, so bad, and I think in particular that falls on Royale and Sonny. They just were. It's kind of a weird one. Royale was closer to Koulibaly, but I felt like Sonny could have also covered. And in the end, they were just stood there closest to him, but allowing him so much room um, to get not only to have the room for the ball to get to him, but to then pull off the volley. He shouldn't be getting that much time in the box. That's defensive 101 for a corner, and they just weren't marking him. He was completely open, and the goal went in, and it was a good finish, but frustrating to see that. Spurs went up the other end. Sessegnon had a chance. A really good ball. I think it was from Dyer, kind of being like a Toby Alderweireld long ball specialist today. Remember when he used to Toby Alderweireld used to thread balls through to Dele Alli when he used to play behind Kane. But yeah, Sessegnon had a really good chance, but he kind of shot it straight at Mendy. It was a really good save from him. Good run, great ball, but unfortunately nothing. And it was just a poor first half. Like I said, it was it kind of petered out for Spurs. They didn't really create too much. Letting Chelsea, like I said, dominate possession, dominate the game. They were coming forward loads. Emerson Royal, I felt, whilst defensively, I thought he was good again today. I felt offensively getting forward, maybe overlapping Kulusevski, just wasn't doing it. At least Sessegnon was getting forward on the left, but I felt Royal just wasn't. And I felt that's something where Doherty, for example, would be able to overlap and go forward because he's good at that. Kane and Son in particular were absolutely invisible. Sonny had a torrid game today in general, but in particular that partnership that we really thrive upon was not working today. There was a couple of little mini chances that happened, but nothing that you expect from them. They were very quiet. Kane obviously had a very big moment towards the end of the game, but Kane was invisible as well today, virtually not threatening at all, really being shut down, really being kept quiet. And like I said, and this has been a problem with Kane for many years, I think he's a top striker. And of course, I think any team would want to have him in there. When Kane's on it, he can change the game. We've seen that so many times in the past that, most recently, the Man City game last season, when he's on it, he will change the game. And he has that capability of doing that. When Kane's not on it, it's not like like games like today. I know he's got an important moment. We'll get into it. But when he doesn't play, he really doesn't play well. There's no in between. You either get invisible or you know what I mean. There's not. I always find with Kane, like, just the games that he's quiet in, it's not like he'll have he might not score, but he's had a few shots here and there. He has the tendency to just go missing at times, and it's not every game by any means. It sounds like I'm really criticising it for every game, but I just felt like today he had a really bad game, and like I said, it's these games that you need your senior figures to really come through. And I know, obviously, in hindsight, he had his moment. I keep talking about this moment, but I just felt like 90% of the game today, Kane just wasn't there. And I think it showed. I think it really showed. Spurs didn't really have anything going forward in that first half. Like I said, Sonny wasn't at it either. Sonny got subbed off in the second half, but Sonny had very little time on the ball, very little runs that he made. He had one chance where Kane did sort of thread it through, but it kind of overran, and then he tried to get a shot away, but it was kind of a timid shot at Mendy. But apart from that, Sonny didn't really have much to do today in terms. Not that he had much to do, he just didn't really produce much today. Second half was better. I thought Spurs came out better, but they still weren't threatening much. I was quite surprised there was no Perisic or Basuma coming on at halftime. I really thought subs needed at halftime. I was thinking maybe a Perisic on for Sessegnon maybe. And obviously I felt like we probably needed Basuma to come on for maybe Bentancur, because I thought Bentancur kind of struggled a bit today at times. But no subs. Kane had a huge chance, and it's really one that he should be putting away. There's no excuses. It's almost like he just had too much time to think about it, and he just dragged it wide. Really bizarre finish from him. And then we had the goal, and this is a controversial moment in the game. So Spurs scored. It was a great goal from Højbjerg. Really good finish from him. It was, there was a moment before that was the controversial moment. So Kai Havertz was running forward. Bentancur came round from, he was kind of behind him, and he tried to hook his leg round Havertz to try and win the ball. He didn't win the ball, and it should have been a foul. I will say that there and then. You guys know, again, if you watch me on this channel, I'm not some fan that will blow smoke up people's asses with things. I won't do that. I won't lie to suit my own argument or anything like that. If I see something that I agree with, that an opposition fan will agree with, I will say it. If I think it's right or wrong, I'm not going to just say it because it's my team that it benefits. It should have been a foul, but the ref didn't give it. I don't know why, but the ref didn't give it. It looked like a foul when I first saw it. Then I watched the replay and I thought it was definitely a foul. Spurs then went up the other end and didn't score from that moment. They didn't score from it. They I think, I can't remember how that happened, but they ended up winning a corner. And I think it was either, I can't remember if they took a second corner and then they scored from the move where basically the goal that happened was that Jorginho got the ball in the penalty area, tried dragging it back for some reason to get it out. And then the ball kind of found its way through to Højbjerg on the edge of the box, and he drilled a low shot into the side netting. Look, I can understand where the grievance is from a Chelsea fan's perspective. I get it. I'd be annoyed at that too. But also, you can't drag the game back to a moment that was, I think at that point, it was about 3, 4, 5 minutes before the goal. Like I said, I agree. I thought it was a foul, but the referee didn't give it. I've seen so many times of this, and this is my personal complaint with VAR. I really do believe this. I've seen it with Spurs. I remember games where, it could be against anyone. It could be against Chelsea or Southampton or Bournemouth or anyone. I've seen games where Spurs have played teams, and say, for example, it actually happened in today's game. The ball goes out for a corner, but the linesman didn't see it, and he's thought that it's gone out for a goal kick or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That sort of chance, and that actually happened today. I've seen Spurs in matches where the opposition team has kicked the ball out, not kicked the ball out, but it's gone out for a goal kick, and then the linesman's blew for a corner. Then the corner's been taken, or the throw-in has been taken, and it was the wrong decision because it should have been for the other team. It's gone out, and then the other team score from it. We've been on the back end, and many teams have, and stuff like that. I personally believe VAR should see those decisions. We have the technology to do it, and I think if a team has scored from something like that, and in the grand scheme of things, it's benefited the other team, then VAR should look at that. I don't think a team should get a goal from a corner if it shouldn't have been a corner in the first place. But VAR doesn't look at those things in the same way that maybe VAR should have looked at this. Maybe Spurs wouldn't have got the corner from that foul happening, but there was so much time in between. I can also understand why they let the goal stand. Of course, there was the other debate about if Richarlison was offside, but I don't think he was interfering in play. He was offside, but he wasn't interfering. So I think the goal was right to stand. But again, I must say, I can understand why Chelsea fans would have a problem with that. I get it. It was a foul. I'm not coming on here saying it wasn't a foul. It was a foul. But again, the referee didn't see it. And that's that. There was a bit of dramatics after that as well. Conte went and celebrated I love it, but I can understand why Chelsea fans would be annoyed at that. He went and celebrated, and then Tuchel came up and stuck his chest into him, and it all blew up and stuff, and they all got yellow cards and stuff like that, and it was just, it was quite, I thought it was quite funny to watch, but and then, of course, Spurs ran and conceded immediately after that. Tuchel ran past, I think he must have ran past the Spurs dugout and did a proper Jose Mourinho style celebration. Poor goal though from Spurs. Really poor. Davies more so really on the left side, just got dragged over. I think Sterling fed it through to Reece James, who just nice easy finish for him. But yeah, really poor, I thought, from Spurs defensively, and just getting it out of danger. They tried to pass their way out, got punished for it, and then just didn't have enough people back. Davies was kind of left on his own, and it was one of those where he did get dragged into a more central position. But again, if he'd gone out and marked Reece James, it would have allowed Sterling to go through the middle. So it was kind of one there. His hands were tied, and just poor really. Late on, we really didn't really do too much. Late on, we started having our chances. Got a couple of corners, a free kick as well. Davies had a header saved by Mendy. It looked like it was probably going to hit the bar anyway, but it was a really good save from Mendy. And then we got the goal right at the end, right at the death. Harry Kane, a man who had been invisible the whole game, managed to get the goal. I don't know if it's gone counted as an own goal. It probably will, because I've got Kane in my FPL team. But yeah, Kane went up for the corner, headed it down. I think it came off Koulibaly or Reece James or someone like that. It went into the net. And it all blew up after that. The managers... Oh, no, wait, sorry. The managers... Yeah, sorry. I'm being ahead of myself. So yeah, great goal. A little bit worried because there was a little bit added time on, but Spurs held out and got a very valuable point. And then it blew up after the full-time whistle. Vibes of the Battle of the Bridge. Yeah, it was... I was just laughing. I thought it was kind of weird, to be honest. But Conte, from what I perceived it, I don't know. This is the way I saw it anyway. Conte and Tuchel were walking up to each other, and it looked like Conte was going to do the whole... I'm annoyed at you, but I'm still going to shake your hand because I've got the respect to do it sort of thing. And Tuchel looked like he was going to do the same thing. But, like the whole shake hand, not look at you. I've done the right thing, but I'm not going to give you the look. So they walked up to each other really fast. Conte put his hand out. Tuchel grabbed his hand to shake it. Conte started walking past him, and Tuchel kept hold of his hand, so it kind of hooked him back, and then he kind of grabbed him, and it was kind of like, oh, and I was laughing so much. I thought it was quite funny. It's not what you want to see, but I was moaning about how much we had a manager who had no passion in Nuno, and now there's you got Conte squaring up to Tuchel. Yeah, it was something. Both managers already on yellows got sent off, so that'll be a touchline ban for both of them. Frustrating because Conte is a good figure to have on the touchline, so hopefully that doesn't affect any future results or anything like that. But obviously you don't want to see that. I think that end bit was more Tuchel that instigated it, but I'm not saying that they both should have been sent off. So that was the correct decision, but I do think that Tuchel kind of instigated it in the sense that he kept grab of his hand. But yeah, Conte could have just once he let go, Conte could have just walked off, turned around, walked off. He didn't have to square up to him either. So two wrongs don't make a right, all that. And then there was just a big melee brawl thing. Not a brawl, but it was a big group of people, pushing each other and stuff, being stupid. It was funny watching Conte argue with Azpilicueta as well, because I thought they really got on, but maybe not now. But yeah, really good point for Spurs. I didn't think it was going to happen. I was really pessimistic. And to be honest, on the whole, they didn't deserve it. I thought they played poor. I thought Chelsea played really well, really great, and deserved the win. But I've got to give credit to Spurs for keeping in the match, keeping it alive. It wasn't a game that was full of chances. It's not like that Liverpool game that we got the draw last season, where they're not peppering the goal, but Spurs were blocking loads of shots. In that game, Lloris didn't actually have that many chances to save, but Spurs were just the defence, the back three were doing so well to block. It was a good game. It was very, very weird. But yeah, good point for Spurs. Really good point. Yeah, and I'll take a point at Stamford Bridge. You know that. I'll take that. So, like I said, I look on that on the calendar every single year, that fixture, thinking, well, it'll be another loss. So I'll take a point. Yeah. A little shout out for Yves Bissouma. I thought it was, I really loved the moment where the camera cut to him and all the fans were like cheering away and stuff, and Bissouma went up with his top off and he's going, hey, right, like that, and he's getting all the fans going and stuff, and I thought that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I really like Bissouma. I think he's going to be he's going to hopefully. I wanted to see him play more today. I thought he was good when he came on, but yeah, I really like seeing that. How are we close to running out on time? No, doing all right so far. Man of the match, Christian Romero. I thought he was phenomenal today. Again, not great defensively in terms of the whole defence because we conceded 2 goals, especially marking and stuff. But I thought he did some very crunching tackles. I thought he made sure his presence was there. And that's the Romero that we like. And I don't even think he got carded today. He had a little bit of a melee thing with, not melee, just a bit of a thing with Kukureya. It looked like a hair pull, but I don't know if it was just. It was just it. I don't know. I've not looked at it properly, but if it is, I don't like that. I don't want to see that, and that should have been a red card if it is the case. But personally, from seeing it, it just looked like he was trying to move him out of the way, and it's kind of. I ain't saying it's any benefit of the doubt, but Kukureya's got a massive head of hair, and sort of thing. So I don't know if he was trying to grab his shoulder and he's caught his hair. I don't know. But yeah, it was a little bit there. But I thought Romero on the whole was excellent today. Really good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Next Saturday, 12:30 kickoff, Wolverhampton Wanderers. I think we're back at home. Again, I'm probably going to be recording it from here unless an absolute miracle happens in the week, which I doubt because I'm as pessimistic as I was about this fixture producing any points for us. But maybe, maybe, who knows? In the same week that Spurs have gone and got a point, an unlikely point at Stamford Bridge, maybe my internet problems will be resolved. Who knows? But as of right now, like I said, pessimistic. I'm certain it will still be from this setting, and we'll see what happens. But apart from that, good point today. Deserved? No, but I'll take it. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. What do you think about the managers coming together? It'll be very interesting to see their post-match interviews. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, really good point today. And yeah, we'll go again next week, Wolverhampton Wanderers. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell, and all those things that you should be doing and I should remind you about all the time. And I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, come on, you Spurs.